So, Jen. Jennifer's talking about marketing that matches your energy. And as I say, I find one of the problems these days is most people are not good at marketing. Marketing is a minefield, it's not easy. There's plenty of people with a £3,000 course ready to sell you it. And I mean, one guy come and train with me, spent £23,000, his entire redundancy money on courses that hadn't brought him a single customer. So you can imagine how
Mm.
so I kind of quite wary of a lot of marketing because I find a lot of it is just it sounds brilliant, but in actual practical terms, not bringing you cut. But I like the idea of matching it to you because it's not a one fit size all, is it? When it's very
Mm.
much working with you and the way you come across, it can be a lot better. So I'll hand you over to Jen. Explain this, Jen. Tell us.
Thank you. All right. So my background, oh, can I share? I'm sending a request. Sorry, should have done that earlier. Um, so my background is I'm a designer by trade. Um, and as my skills have developed over time, I found Anne and have done Future Vision, and it's such a imperative part of everything that I do. So throughout my own journey, it has been one of self-discovery and figuring me out. How can I best work? I do have uh, like dyslexia and things like that. So it's not like everyone else. So over the years, I've had to find ways to work best to what my skills are, how I can process information, and how I can create a disciplined practice so I can actually get things done. Oh, no, sorry. Hold on. Stop share. Um, so with the marketing aspect, it's the same thing goes. If you can recognize yourself in any of this, I really hope it can help you be able to achieve more in your own practice, whether it's just you in your regular life, and you can start to become more aware of your own patterns and be able to help yourself. So when I say that, it's if you know that you struggle with certain things that okay, I need to allow myself either more time, more space, more resources, whatever it might be to just help you be able to get on with your tasks, get on with moving ahead in life and making the life of your dreams, basically. You don't lack skill. It's just you're lacking a structure. And so that's what I hope for this session to bring you. Oh, so anyone that is here, whether you are a practitioner, or any kind of healer, coach, therapist, or you run your own business, that you may have certain things that you are semi-aware of or you are fully aware of. And the best way to move through a problem is to master it. So by mastering it is by being able to acknowledge it in the first place. So see whereabouts in your own life that any of these might resonate. And it's okay, we can always develop and make it better. So again, yeah, check out what are the things for you that work? Where do your strengths lie? For me, I'm very visual. I really enjoy creating. You've probably seen by now if you've been in close to Anne. I've done podcasts with her as well as a few others in the Future Vision practitioner world. And I love creating content. I love having conversations. And the creative graphics part I have found is now becoming that's the thing that I find most flow for myself. So that's the thing I love the most. And I'm able to weave it into my work. Not that it happened all instantly because you have to start somewhere, but again, acknowledging what are your strengths. I enjoy the graphics part because I'm a designer by trade. I've had years of just practice it's never really perfect either. That's also can be a weakness too, is trying to be too perfect. So yeah, check out what are the things in your life that you may feel that you want to master more. Visibility was one for me for quite some time. But I realized that actually by helping others, it also helps me as well. So that there's a level of deeper fulfillment when you're able to support others on their journey, just as others have supported me on my own journey too. So I suppose it's a bit of a pay it forward, but that was one way of me to get continue moving through the visibility hurdle, is to just keep showing up. Doesn't need to be perfect, and do the things that make boring and mundane tasks more interesting, or put, like, listen to music when you're doing tasks, so it helps you to complete the tasks in the first place. With this space again is acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses and energies, um, or just areas of your life, and how you best work basically. And then we lead into what happens when you don't follow your intuition, you don't follow um, the tracks that you are naturally aligned to, whether it be creativity, or maybe you are a storyteller, or you're a writer, or you're all of the above. Or you can be a hermit at times, or you can be very gregarious and public facing. But it's often when you're seeing other people, just like Anne has said, with the marketing side of things, they may have, this is an amazing package, you've got to do this, this, and this, but actually your energy doesn't, it's not the same as them. There may be a resonance because you're listening to them. However, we are all so unique, it's absurd to think that one method would be suitable for every single person. That's saying there are certain principles. I quite like Hormozy style for some things, but then it's not the whole thing, It's being able to um, take the pieces of information that resonate with you, with your attention and intentions, and also the way you would like to progress to. So if you're doing something that copying someone else's strategy and it's draining you, and you're like, oh, it should be working, I'm not getting any results, it's because you're forcing rather than flowing with your aligned energy. And having consistent structure for allow you to show up. Also, for instance, I have a day job gardening as well, so I love that. Actually, it's a massive part of my meditation and health regime. But that also leads me to not having that much time within the week. So I specifically carve time out to have podcasts, to do appearances, to have time to do my own work. And it might be very short, condensed spaces of time, but I really ensure that those spaces of time are dedicated for that. And that's how I've built my structure with resource limitations like time. Yeah, you're going to gain energy when you're doing the things that feel right for you and your needs and wants and desires, as well as the things that you're naturally good at. Go towards what the things that you are good at. It will always bring you more energy. It will always uplift you. It won't leave you drained. And if it does, then you need to acknowledge, why is it draining me? Is it because I'm pushing myself, but I know that it is going in a direction that you want? So it's kind of a bit of a there's a tension and a pressure to learn, to expand, and to evolve yourself. Or is it something that it doesn't feel right? You feel drained thinking about it, doing about it, and procrastinating about it. So what's your human design? You may be asking, you may already know, you may not. It's quite interesting, actually. So we've got projectors, which are roughly 20 to 22% of the population, and they're very good at guiding and refining and seeing what others maybe can't see. So if this resonates with you, you're best at insight-led content, depth over volume, strategic thinking. But you do need recognition. You have that inner thing. It's a bit like having a mirror as well to come back to you. Focused output and rest between effort. So it's see what resonates. Next, your rhythm. If you're thinking about, or you're already currently working, you're still trying to find your best kind of pace, this might be something to consider, and just see how it works with your own schedules and constraints and resources. So we've got 1 to 2 deep pieces, content per week, meaningful conversations, monthly visibility. And yeah, it's speaking to the right people. Don't need to speak to everyone, just speak to your key audience. Generators, roughly 35 to 40% of the population. It's a large chunk of the population size, and building. That is the building energy through consistency. So you're very good at repetition, showing process, long-term growth, but you do need clear direction and sustainable rhythm. And yeah, where in your life can you identify with these aspects, and where can you possibly begin to start tuning into what suits you better? So we got did we go ahead? Yeah, sorry, generator rhythm. So you might actually have more energy as a generator, you generally do. I actually put generators and manifesting generators in the ADHD bracket a little bit more because they've got more energy. And that's not on here, but that's my personal observations. So structure for a generator is 3 to 5 consistent actions per week, and also these could be small actions depending on your energy levels, again your commitments. Even if it's small, it is still something. And that is to always remember, wherever you are on your journey, doesn't matter how big or small your task is, it's still you're still progressing forwards, you're still moving forwards. Short daily focus if you're busy, and one longer weekly session. That could all, these also work really well with things like podcasts or conversations that you're having with people. If you're generally talkative like myself and many of you, and I've had many conversations with you as well, you'll know that actually it's a really good way of using podcasts to have the conversations you were probably going to have anyways, record it, share it so others can benefit from it. And then you can then create other smaller content pieces from it to, again, continue with your brand, keep developing it, moving forwards. But you've only recorded once, then you're processing it again and again. And that's a really good way to bulk schedule. Manifesting generators, roughly 30 to 35% of the population. Multi-directional creators. This definitely, I mean, I am also one of these. So if you're not using your energy in the right direction, it could be destructive, or you're going to feel stuck and you've got a lot of energy. So it's it could go one of both ways. I would also put depression. They say a lot of creatives can be depressed. Again, it's having the structure and the discipline to continue creating, have the space to create, also the space to receive. So there might be bursts of energy and time where you want to create lots of things, and then you need time to go and be in the garden, go and be with nature, refresh, reset, receive more. And it's a really beautiful process actually for all of them. So best at fast execution, variety, innovation, needs flexibility and permission to pivot. I've had that many times with my own things. Is if it's not working, okay, let's tweak it, let's move again. Don't, just because it hasn't worked so far doesn't mean it won't. It just means you haven't got the formula right to speak to your perfect audience, to give them value, to give them, like, to really speak to their needs and acknowledge them. And hint, your perfect audience is you, but from a younger version of you. So when you're creating content and thinking about that, is speak to your younger self, speak to the younger selves that are in your audience watching you, and then you can get through to them because you're speaking their language. Manifesting generated rhythm. So your structure, working in bursts, batch when energy is high, rotate focus. You might need to switch between different kinds of tasks just to feel balanced and not feel over over giving, like to the point where you feel drained. There's a real balance. So again, yeah, just learn what works for you, create the spaces to create, to receive, and to just be. Just be. Manifestors, roughly 8 to 10% of the population. The manifestors are initiators and movement creators, best at starting things, leading direction, bold messaging, needs freedom and space. I'm sure many of you also can recognize that within yourself and maybe also the people around you as well. So whether it's family, friends, acquaintances, even people, famous people, you might even start to recognize their kinds of traits. And again, you can see people that are similar to you if they're doing a structure or if they're forming their own paths. You can see what resonates and what doesn't. So your rhythm, structure 1 to 2 bold outputs, inform your audience, and then rest. I am a big one for rest because it's the time when you get to truly receive and heal. Rest, whether it be sleep or meditation or even FLP as well. It's very very energizing. Ooh, got a little comment. Okay, I can't do that. My mouse isn't showing. Reflectors, less than roughly 1% of the population. So it's a very small aspect of the population. Observers, environmental guides, best at perspectives, timing, and awareness, and needing space and the right environment. I mean, you'll know it within yourself. I don't know if you have the same as I do. I wanted to have a space where I could work. It's a working room, which means things are kind of in and out, but I always knew that I needed a space where I could just have at least just somewhere where that was peaceful, quiet. I could shut the door if I needed. And this is the room I'm recording in right now. And yeah, do the things to allow you space because life can be busy. Families, commitments, running around with work is some of the most important time is by yourself because those are the moments when you can find balance and peace from your day to let go of the things that you're ready to let go of, and then also have the space to visualize, can connect to your future vision as what do I want to do? How do I want to show up in the world? How can I help others? And live life to the fullest. So the rhythm for a reflector, light visibility, observe and reflect, monthly decision cycles. Your timing is your strategy. This might be a little more intrinsic. Well, I mean, for each and every single one of us, we will have unique sets of circumstances and the things that we desire or are feeling drawn to, or the things we're repelling. But also that inner knowing of, I know where I would like to be, but it does involve me turning up online, probably doing podcasts, maybe writing a book, starting a blog. There's lots of different ways, whether you want to be camera facing or you want to have more of a written and even like imagery, visuals, or even just voiceovers. There's different ways for you to show up without even ever having to show your face, actually. But ultimately, people, if you've got something that's worth people's time, showing your face helps them to connect with you. So these are the energy types for the overall population. And so 70% of people are here to build and respond. Excellent. We've got New Earth building right now, and that's all of us being future vision focused because we can't build a new world from old world thinking. It's as simple as that. 20% are here to guide and refine. Small percentage are here to initiate. I would say people that are here. This also is for everyone in certain degrees as well, in percentages. And and a very small percentage reflect the environment around them. And we will have other unique energy markers within each of us that is like our own recipe. So the expressions that we have on the world are really dependent on lots of things, our experiences as much as our human design and other unique energy factors. So there isn't a perfect way to build business, to build a marketing strategy, to build content, to build a brand. Figure out your patterns, figure out your needs, figure out your own circumstances, the things that you would like to improve or to release or to step into, and also the recognizing the things that might bring you a little bit of angst or anxiousness because it's out of your realm. But as long as you keep moving forward step by step, bit by bit, you'll get there. And it doesn't matter how much time you take, you will get there. Just trust yourself. So the missing piece, even with alignment, people still struggle because they lose momentum. You might be like, yeah, I'm going to start this challenge. And then what happens? Either you've lost the momentum because you haven't got consistency after the challenge is finished, or you haven't gone in deep enough to your own workings to figure out how best can you work to, again, help yourself in the future by taking action now. And that's the important part. So I do work with practitioners, coaches, and creatives that do want to build something meaningful in the world. I love it. I love seeing people stepping into their destinies, to bringing their heart and their magic and their beautiful, unique insight to the world from their own experiences here to help others. So that's who I love to help. I want to see people achieve their dreams. I've had experiences when it seemed so bleak, but I knew in myself that I needed to just keep going and keep focusing on making myself better, to keep focusing on the future, to keep moving forwards. And that is the best possible way. Acknowledge what has happened, use it as fuel and fire, you can fire horse it to help propel and push you forwards. Oops. Wait, I did include this now. Sorry, I'm looking at my time, but these are some different ways that you can work with me as well, or even just tune in. I have 3 podcasts now. One's the 108 Healing Senses podcast that has included much of the Future Vision practitioners and some other people as well, and also have a new Future Vision series with Jacob Rexray, and Anne joined one of our episodes recently, and you went 5 years into the future, and that was really interesting for the future of therapy and healing. Very, very much worth a watch if you are here listening to this now. And I also have other memberships and other ways of working with me. So I'm going to, I lose the mouse. I'll stop now. I'm very happy to give you guys and gals this workshop. Oh gosh. I don't know if anyone else gets this. Here you go. Stop share. That's what I wanted to do. Sorry.
No, that's great. That was so interesting because, when we're put under pressure, it's like a friend of mine. I'm being told all the time, you got to put 3 videos up a day. You got to put them on TikTok. No, no, no.
Mm.
And I got advisors that are pushing me every night. I should be doing loads of free stuff on TikTok. Well, by 8 o'clock in the evening, I'm tired. I'm getting on a bit in age now, folks. I don't have that energy left. But I'm not going to sit there every night doing free stuff. I'm just not going to do it. But it's exactly what you're saying. I've got a friend that puts up between 3 and 5 videos a day. 3 and 5. She shows up. She's glorious. She's got 500,000 followers. She started with nothing,
Mhm.
and she's done all that in just over a year. to do 3-5, and it's different for everyone. And I like that because we feel under pressure that we've got to do these things. Some
Yeah.
people do one glorious thing once a week, and they're brilliant, and that'd be their podcast or whatever. So I really like that, working with who you are rather than trying to do all this stuff that you're not, because you don't keep it up, do you, when you're not comfortable with it?
Yeah, that you have to create, it's almost like creating your own your palace, like your working palace. Like how, if you know that you need several drinks. I have two drinks with me right now. I've got crystals around me, I've got my essential oil sprays around me. Eat some food, pair it with things that you enjoy, or do one content and then be able to turn it into more pieces of content
Yeah.
with not as much effort as having to do individual pieces of content. That's what I tend to do. But it is a time thing. It is a
Yeah.
time thing.
That makes sense because we're really told you have to do this, you have to do that. And I remember one of the practitioners said, I'm on this amazing marketing course, and all you do is every day talk to two of your friends, and it's that comes from insurance companies. And every day, and in 6 months, you got, and I always say, another one said, all you do is spend £1 a day on Facebook, and this is what, and I said to both of them, come back in 6 months, tell me how you're doing, and they never do. But when
Yeah.
you align it, yeah, it makes a lot of sense with what you're saying. I'm going to be having a little go at the human design with Jen. So, yeah, she's going to give me a profile. Did you want to add anything, Marilyn?
Ooh. Well, no, I'm just grinning from ear to ear because I just love all, I love the things with the profiles and it gets into who you are and you make it personal. I smiled when you said Hormozy because I've watched all of his launches over the years and he is absolutely spectacular and in a league of his own. Same with the Gary Vaynerchuks of this world, where he's got a team of like 20 people who are videoing and editing and clipping. And he tells people that he's very upfront about
Yeah.
it. So no, it's really, really interesting, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And I recognize myself in a little aspects of a couple of them, actually. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
that's definitely me with a bit of that and a dash of that because it ebbs and flows. So yeah, thank you very much. And you've got some wonderful comments in the chat, as has Winnie as well. So make sure you take a look at those.
Thank you.